Hidden among the mountains of southwestern China lies a region so dramatic, so vertical, and so unbelievably isolated that many travelers inside China have never even heard of it. Today, we're heading deep into the rugged landscapes of Jiaotong, a mountainous prefecture in China's Yunnan province, where entire towns cling to cliffsides, waterfalls crash down from impossible heights, and roads snake through canyons that look more like scenes from a fantasy movie than real life. This journey takes us from the roaring seasonal waterfalls of Maozhou town to ancient mountain gorges, abandoned tourism projects, and mysterious fog-covered valleys that feel completely disconnected from the modern world. Our first stop is Maozhou town, located in Chaojiara County near the mighty Jinsha River, the upper stretch of the Yangtze River. Reaching this place is not easy. The roads twist endlessly through steep mountain ridges, and every turn reveals another jaw-dropping view of cliffs, reservoirs, and isolated settlements. Balancing on narrow slopes, but hidden in these mountains is one of the most spectacular waterfall systems in the entire region. During the rainy season, massive torrents of water plunge down a cliffside in multiple stages, with the final drop alone exceeding 400 meters, taller than many skyscrapers in New York City. What makes these waterfalls so fascinating is how seasonal and elusive they are. During the dry season, they shrink into thin streams, almost disappearing into the rock face. But after heavy rain, the mountain transforms into a violent wall of water. Locals say that witnessing the falls at full power is rare, because timing is everything. Travelers often make the difficult journey only to find the cliffs nearly dry. Yet when conditions are perfect, the entire canyon erupts with roaring water, mist clouds and thunder-like echoes bouncing through the mountains. The geography here is extreme. Maozhou town itself sits at around 1,450 meters above sea level on a narrow slope beneath towering cliffs. Looking at the landscape, it's hard to understand how people manage to build roads and homes here at all. Some of the roads hugging the riverbanks are so narrow that vehicles can barely pass each other. One mistake could send a car tumbling into the canyon below. Because of this, locals often recommend taking longer mountain routes instead of the dangerous riverside roads. In many places, engineering battles directly against nature. But change is coming. China is currently expanding infrastructure deep into regions like this, and once the G4216 Riverside Expressway is completed, places that once required hours of terrifying mountain driving could suddenly become major tourist destinations. Imagine floating above these waterfalls in a hot air balloon, watching giant curtains of water pour into the canyon beneath you. That future may sound far away, but in China's rapidly developing western regions, massive transformations can happen surprisingly fast. From Maozhou, the journey continues toward Daosha town in Yanjin County, another settlement tucked inside a steep gorge known as Daoshaguan. Unlike the raw and untouched atmosphere of Maozhou, Daosha feels like a town trying to reinvent itself as a tourist attraction. Decorative streets, viewing platforms and newly built commercial areas suggest ambitious development plans. But there's a strange contrast here. Despite the investment, much of the town feels quiet and unfinished. Walking through the streets after China's National Day holiday, the emptiness becomes obvious. Shops struggle to attract customers, and entire commercial districts appear frozen in time. It's a reminder that not every tourism project succeeds simply because it's beautiful. Building infrastructure is one thing, creating a steady flow of visitors is another. Some towns naturally become famous, while others spend years trying to manufacture tourism appeal without ever truly breaking through. Yet Daosha still has its own fascinating atmosphere. At the edge of town lies the Wuzhidao Scenic Area, where visitors can peer across the gorge toward ancient structures known as the Hanging Gate, carved into the cliffs. Massive rock walls rise on every side, and fog drifts through the canyon like smoke. The entire region feels suspended between history and modernity. The journey then shifts toward Yiliang County, one of the busiest and most commercially active counties in Jiaotong. Compared to the isolated mountain towns seen earlier, Yiliang feels almost urban. Chain stores line the streets, traffic moves constantly, and the density of businesses surprises many first-time visitors. Even though Yiliang sits deep in mountainous terrain, it's far from cut off from the outside world. In fact, among many county-level towns in Yunnan province, it stands out as unusually developed and energetic. But perhaps the most mysterious destination of all is Zhaokaoba, a fog-covered mountain region famous for producing Gastrodia elata, a prized medicinal plant used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries. The climate here is dramatically different from much of Yunnan. Sunshine quickly disappears as thick mountain fog rolls across the landscape. On the same day that nearby towns enjoyed clear blue skies, Zhaokaoba became engulfed in mist so dense that visibility dropped to only a few dozen meters. Driving into the scenic area feels almost surreal. One moment the road is bright and sunny, and the next the mountains vanish behind shifting white clouds. Locals say that this fog dominates the region throughout late autumn, creating an atmosphere that feels hauntingly beautiful. Deep inside the mountains lies the famous Silver River Cascade waterfall, one of the region's most iconic natural attractions, but even this waterfall hides behind the weather. Sometimes visitors arrive and see nothing but fog. Other times, when the clouds lift just enough, a giant silver ribbon of water suddenly appears, cutting through the mountainside. What makes this entire region so compelling is the combination of isolation and transformation. Ancient mountain lifestyles still survive here, yet highways, railways, and tourism projects are rapidly changing the landscape. The upcoming Yukon high-speed railway will connect places like Yiliang to the outside world more efficiently than ever before. Areas that once felt unreachable may soon become major travel destinations. But for now, much of Jiaotong still feels hidden from the rest of the world. The mountains remain wild, the roads remain dangerous, and many of these valleys still carry an atmosphere of mystery rarely found in modern developed regions. This is a side of China most international audiences never see. A world of towering cliffs, forgotten towns, seasonal waterfalls, and fog-covered canyons where nature still dominates everything around it. And perhaps that's exactly what makes it unforgettable.